All right. Things you need to know when you are making biscuits. Everything should be kept in the refrigerator. You want your flour cold, you want your shortening cold, and you want your buttermilk also cold, which is right back here. All right. So, everything cold. All right. For all of our fans and people who subscribe to us, we have not made a video in a while. I had a stroke, so we had to take some time off just for health. All right, but now that we've got that out of the way, self-rising flour for these biscuits. I am not at a high enough altitude where it's going to make a big difference. If you're above 7,000 feet in altitude, you'll have to make an adjustment to your flour just so that it rises properly. Otherwise, you don't have to worry about it. Now, the shortening, just grab some shortening and cover the inside of your pan. Nice. There. All right. Easy, easy. Then, as far as the flour goes, I don't really measure a lot. So let's just pour some in. All right, that'll get us started. All right, make a well in the middle. Get some.
A well is a small hole for your liquids.
Yeah, and a decent amount of shortening, and then just mix that in. Break it up with your hand, but be careful not to heat it too much. If you play with it too much, it will warm up the shortening and it won't be as delicious. So these are all buttermilk biscuits, so they're gonna be special. And I do mine the way my grandmother used to. So everything is done by hand. I don't roll them out and make cut biscuits.
So you do the drop biscuit.
These are not really.
No?
No, drop biscuits made with spoon and fork.
That's what I do.
Okay. Here's my buttermilk.
Oh, and you'll notice he has one wet hand and one dry hand.
Yeah, but eventually that's gonna disappear because this is a two-handed job.
Yes, but for now he has a dry hand.
for mixing. All right, so just go around, rotate your bowl, mix with just those 3 fingers. Just pull your flour into it. If you manipulate your dough too much, you will have tough biscuits.
And it creates more gluten in the flour.
Correct. It creates gluten and it'll make your crust tough.
Yes.
And we don't want that. However, these biscuits are going to be used for Thanksgiving, and we're going to we want to make sure we have plenty of crust on the biscuit because that goes into the dressing. These are going to be used to make dressing, and we're going to try to do this so that you can see every step along the way to making dressing for your turkey for Thanksgiving. All right.
Remember, buttermilk, not milk. You gotta have the buttermilk biscuits.
Now you can make it with sweet. This is what my grandparents used to call it, sweet milk.
I like the sweet biscuits, but with cinnamon
But
and butter.
then they're gonna have a completely different taste than.
And then I like them with the shredded butter rather than the lard. They just have a different consistency with the sweetness.
Okay. And so here we go. And this is starting to come together as a dough ball. All right. All right. And we're going to keep that nice and pretty like that. Now bring that flour over and take your working hand and dunk it in the flour. All right. And also your other hand, because this is where we start making biscuits. Get a nice hand-sized piece of dough. You don't want it too big to work with. Keep your fingers floured and put it in and fold the outside edge into the middle. This is what gives you all those delicious layers of biscuit. All right, and push them in. You want it very wet. Your dough should be very wet. If it starts to get too thick, then you're getting... I need to get flour. All right, there. You just want to have enough flour to keep it from sticking to your hand. So you tuck them all in to the middle. All right. And then once you get a nice looking biscuit, and it should be like a walnut shell, so that the inside of the biscuit is hollow. So make it like a cup. All right. And then you put that upside down into the pan, kind of push it together. So as that cooks and begins to rise, that hollow on the inside will fill in. And that will make sure that your biscuit on the inside cooks evenly. So you won't have any raw dough in the middle of your biscuit. See? Now, so just get that there. Now we've got stuff going. All right. There. Another one. Keep that. All right. Got another one right here. Ooh, that's still very wet. Okay, cool. Push that in there. Keep your fingers floured. Turn it. Like that, that, and that. There. And then you have a very wet biscuit, like a shell. And just drop it in there. All right. Okay, pay attention to what you're doing.
I got you.
I got you.
I was just putting the lid on the milk.
I saw. All right. Okay. Just keep going. This is going to be a bigger one. I might put it in the middle. There we go. There we go. Now it's folding over right. Like that. And just fold it to the inside. Fold it to the inside. And each time you press that in, that makes you another layer on the inside of your biscuit. Okay. I might have to add a little more buttermilk. Not ready yet. Okay. I'll get there. I gotta do that. Okay. Yeah, tuck it in and tuck it in. All right. And then that one is gonna go right in here. And I think maybe I can get a couple more out of this. Right? Can you pour some of that in here? Just not too fast. Well, maybe a little faster. All right, let's see. And just like you started, just mix that in. keep pulling flour in from the outside. And there we go. That'll finish off this pan. Alright, I need flour. Alright, there we go. Alright, that's one of the hazards of when you get down to the bottom of the pan. You get biscuit crumbs and you kind of mush them together. Alright. And there. Alright. And then we'll get this last clump up here. I know it doesn't look like anything, but you mush it together.
And then we'll have stuffing for days.
Alright.
I was even putting it in my breakfast burritos. The stuffing, the turkey.
Oh yes, you can put stuffing in all kinds of things. All right, there. All right, and that's a full pan of biscuits. And we got how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 biscuits. All right. Then clean your hands, and these are going to go right into the oven. All right. Yeah. There we go. All right. And we'll be right back. Forgot I just took that out of the oven.
All right.
There we go. Okay.
And they smell so good.
These are our buttermilk biscuits.
And we did for what, 360 for how many minutes?
370
Oh.
for about 45 minutes. All right. And you could go a little bit longer if you want them browner or if you want more crust.
But where we have a smaller RV style stove,
Yes, this is a
the regulation
camp
is
oven, so you kind of have to.
perfect.
Oh, those are perfect. Those are absolutely perfect. These, right? Of course, I have to test, just to make sure.
How is it?
You know, there's something about buttermilk. Anyway, these are perfect. These are going to be used for our dressing. So we are not going to cut these up, and we are not going to. We're just going to let those cool, and then we're going to freeze them because Thanksgiving is next week. All right, so I've got another pan that'll be coming out of the oven, and we will cut those up and serve those with some butter and molasses, and I'll show you how that looks.
We'll be right back.
All right.